What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. It's running over Melodious. This is going to be the second place deck profile. Shouts to David for getting second place at our locals with this. Now, he was not playing actually a copy of First Movement Solo. Instead, he was playing triple copies of Ghost Mourner, but he would change that for the First Movement Solo. He just didn't have any in his deck. So it just tells you that even if you don't have all the cards from your deck, you can do quite good at like a 32-person local. We did play top cut as well. You know, he only lost to U-Bell in the top match. I believe he beat Gaming Puppet as well in the top 4 match, which is going to be uploaded on the channel tomorrow. So definitely stay tuned for that. But we are still playing the 3 copies of Refrain, the 3 copies of Concerto, the double copies of Soprano, and the double copies of Sonata. This is kind of it for your starters and extenders. I guess we can also mention the copy of Canon. You can play 3 Sonata if you want to. Canon is really when you want to play the options of a Baguska, which does come up a lot in this format, so definitely you can play it. Helps you beat Tenpai. This deck has a really good match versus Tenpai when you're able to summon up the copy of Arya and the LG, and it has changed since the previous builds that we have been playing. This deck is like still really good. I know last time I did a deck profile on this, people were like, well, what do you think of Melodious? Now, we actually are playing one of the cards in the newest set, Info, which is going to be Dominus Purge, I'll mention later. It helps you play through Talents, which Talents does hurt this deck quite a bit. So being able to play through that definitely helps out. And also being able to play Herald is absolutely crazy. Being like essentially an Omni Negate in your hand, not being able to know, just feels absolutely nuts. That's really it for the Melodious main deck starters and extenders. Now for the end board pieces, we have the copy of Arya, the LG, and the Shapina. So we are playing all 3 of these once again. You know, this is, I guess, the one that you've probably seen the most. We are playing this now to stop spells and traps, or I guess to stop targeting, as well as can't be destroyed by card effects. So like when you have these 2 on the field, which you summon it with a balloon, your opponent doesn't really have much they can do. Like, you know, Tenpai is normally trying to Raigeki you. A bunch of other decks are also playing Raigeki now as well. You know, it's just really, really prominent in the meta. So being able to just end like an LG and an Arya, preventing targeting in battle, and then preventing just being destroyed by card effects, just helps out this deck extremely. Ending on like that kind of board, you're going to be most of the time able to like bounce your 2 with your copy of like, you went on like Flowering or Etoile Shaberta and then these 2, rather than ending on these 2 anymore. And then like you'll be able to bounce these 2 here, leaving both of them on the field so they can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, bouncing 2 cards, and normally it's going to be enough to win you the game, which is really nice. So we are kind of changing that, but if you want to cut down, you can definitely cut this off if you don't have much Tenpai at your locals. We are still playing for hand traps, so triple copies of Herald, insane card, being able to discard, and then being able to add it back with the copy of Soprano or the copy of the Shapina, just absolutely insane. Triple copies of Ash, triple copies of Valor, triple copies of Imperm, and we are playing the triple copies of Dominus Purge. So we are playing lots of hand traps. Now, you might see Dominus Purge and be like, okay, well, then what's the interaction with this in Ash Blossom? So obviously you're going to use Ash first, which means that you are going to be able to hit with Talents. But like a lot of times they're opening up multiple cards in the hand, and like they're going to want to rip a card. If they rip the Dominus Purge, it is fine. But like if you don't have Ash in the hand, being able to hit this and then not being able to hit the Talents just feels absolutely incredible. As well as, you know, just having another copy of Ash just is really nice. And like you have like 6 copies of these now, so like a lot of times you will be hand trapping your opponent with Imperm and the Dominus, and they won't be able to like talent you, which is absolutely insane. You know, making their card essentially just dead. Then obviously, you know, you can side these out going second or going first if you want to. You know, they are a trap card, which you can set if you want to as well. But we were playing copies of like Power Stinkstone instead. So like being able to go side these in going first, placing these potentially a one-sided skill drain is quite nice. But yeah, like having a in-hand Ash or in-deck Ash just feels absolutely incredible, especially when you want to play around Talent and you want to have like 6 copies of Ash in your deck. Now for the spells, we're playing the triple copies of Ostinato, triple copies of First Movement. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, he was not playing First Movement solo. He was instead playing triple copies of Ghost Mourner, just another copy of Valor and Imperm. Was too expensive, didn't own the card. He said that if he did own the card, he'd play these instead. Obviously, this card's absolutely crazy. Turning you into 9 starters into your deck, 1 card starters. We are playing a triple copy of Prosperity because we want to see the starters more often and then being able to dig for cards. You know, being able to dig for the exact cards that we need and post side, being able to dig for the hand traps, that we're going to be needing for our opponent, or our side deck card just feels absolutely busted. And we're playing the copy of Concerto and the Call of the Grave for an even 40. You can play multiple copies of these if you want to. You know, bumping it up to 2 definitely does not hurt the deck. It's just not really needed. Now moving on to the extra deck, we are still playing the triple copies of Boccia. Now, if we do get a ban list today, which I think that we might be getting, this is going to be Monday. I'm recording this the day prior. I do think that Boccia definitely could be hit to 1. That would hurt the deck quite a bit if they want to bring down the power level. I'm hoping that we have a huge ban list, which is going to be hurting the Snake Eyes deck, as well as the U-Bell deck, and then a bunch of other decks as well. Maybe hitting like the Fiends with the Moon down to 0, hitting maybe Sanctifier or a copy of the Ido and the copy of Gimme Puppet. Maybe hitting the Tempite cards, hopefully hitting Shifter. But I feel like if we just don't hit every single deck, there's going to be like a little bit of power problems. So hitting down Boccia to 1, especially because this deck is so affordable and you know, common, just hitting it down to 1 definitely makes it so you have to start putting them back and playing more carefully in the grind game, because we're most likely going to be seeing like Appaloos and stuff like that being banned as well, which means like the power is going to be like just dropped. Then we have the Two Étoiles. This card's definitely not going to be a hit. This card's absolutely crazy though. The double copies of the Chiberta. Once again, this is Triple GD Crow. Very amazing card. And the 1 copy of Bloom. Now, you might be wondering, well, why are you going to play this? I've never seen this summon out in the duel. This is really only good against U-Bell in some certain scenarios. Normally, you banish it off Prosperity, but just there in case you need it as a card. Now, for the links, we are playing the double Bloom. We see Kashtira, especially Kashtira Unicorn, being played in a bit of other decks. You know, with Mimigul being playing it, and then like other cards as well. I even seen some Tempai player play a copy of Unicorn. That was a really weird list. But this is going to be your number 1 target to get hit. So we're playing 2 of these just because we want to be able to play it. As well in the grind game, being able to summon out the second one can help you out quite a bit. We're playing the Gravity Controller, of course, because we want to be able to blink away if our copy of Boccia gets hit with a copy of Imperm. The 1 copy of Lizaros, because being able to remove a card from the field and drawing a card, especially in the grind game, definitely can hurt. If you leave an SP on the field, no way to get rid of it. Linking off into this to clear up your couplet so you can actually activate the effects, search for Concerto definitely helps out. As well as your opponent gives you like a weird monster, a lot of times they're going to give you like a random thing, like a Mimigul, making it so that you can't actually link off or play any of your cards, like Ostinato and stuff like that, which just helps. It hurts a lot, so playing this is just an out. We are playing the SP, and the 2 final cards are going to be the Baguska and the Typhon. So we're not playing the Link 2 Fairy thing. I find that card just absolutely never needed. I've never played it, never wanted to play it. Just really bad. I think Typhon and Baguska come in clutch so many times. You're going to be able to play Cannon and summon this out if you're getting hit with Shifter is just insane. Going second, being able to just go Typhon, beating over like a big monster, and then bouncing the other card just can help out your deck quite a bit. Even like baiting over a copy of SP, activating the effect, bouncing another card, just comes up. I didn't find that like a lot of the times I would make or have enough material to go for the copy of the card that we play instead, which is normally the copy of Goddess. So I just chose to keep playing Skyfawn there. That's it for the deck profile. The deck hasn't really changed that much. I know that this deck is really standardized. I have enjoyed playing it in the past a lot. If you guys want to be seeing anything else, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll make sure to personally answer every single one of these. Hope to stay safe. Peace.